Well, hopefully it's a little breezy out. Hopefully my microphone isn't getting affected by that. I put that little fuzzy microphone adapter on there. I got a theory about this Karen Reed case. What what's the usual punishment for taking the cop's life? Now, in the Karen Reed case, you had what? I mean, a cop's life was taken, but who did it? Well, there's two people that top the list: the homeowner and Higgins, the other cop. So, what I believe is going to be a last ditch effort on their part. This is the way I think it's going to go. Uh, they're going to say that the victim was attacked by the dog, and they remember Chloe had. I think the dog had a biting problem, but that's what I heard. So Chloe was never seen after that. Well, it went missing after the event. So the dog's gone. But the victim's body is covered in what looks like dog bites. Okay. So what they're going to claim is that Higgins were one of them in a panic, offed the dog because the dog was attacking the victim. They did it in a panic. That's what they're going to claim. This is my theory. They will claim, and then they, in a panic, of course, got rid of the dog. I don't think it went to that big, uh, you know, farm in the sky. I think they silenced that dog permanently. So, personally, my money's on Higgins. He's the one that did it. So, they'll blame it all on the dog and minimize their part in the actual event, taking the life of that cop. I know I'm not going to live long enough to see Higgins in prison. I sure hope to. That'd be nice. Uh, and to find out that he got the same penalty everybody else would have received for doing the same thing. We'll see if that works. We'll see if the government cares. Uh, that's what I believe about that. Ghislaine Maxwell has been moved from, I don't know, I think it's moved to someplace in Texas, but I know they moved her. So, some kind of mischief afoot there. And supposedly, Trump had the opportunity to pardon or do something for P. Diddy in P. Diddy's case. Now, they're trying to say that none of that took place. No crimes. It was all consenting adults, and that's that. So everybody should go home and continue having white parties and whatever, keeping my name off everybody's list. Of course, I got something stuck in my shoe. Oh my god, come on. That's why I hate wearing sandals, man. For some reason, things get stuck in my shoes. So, Sean Reyes, Long Island Audit. They ain't giving up, man. They just held a big get together out in front of City Hall. A lot of people showed up, and I forget what he said they had. I think it was 50,000 signatures on a petition to investigate ex, boy, that feels nice, don't it? Ex-state trooper and crazy man, psychopath, Brian Fahey, who I don't know why they didn't bring this up. It's a charge called menacing. He did menace Sean Reyes with a firearm, spit on him, but the cops claim spitting on somebody, you know, unless you knock them down or remove a limb, it doesn't count. But if you do that to a cop, it's like, oh, that's assault with intent and all kinds of stuff. This country's going down a dark road. I think it's the same road Germany and those European countries went during the Second World War, where they disarm the citizens and then they send the military in. So that's what I'm thinking. Sean's not letting up on this. Like I said, they held a big get-together meeting over there. And these people still, even after seeing it, it's all over the world now. All of this video of Fahey menacing, spitting on him, screaming like a little tiny frail banshee that he is. I had to wave thank you to the guys for letting me cross the street. So he's screaming and railing like a little banshee. And they're calling Sean a coward. Isn't he the one? Isn't Sean the one that didn't have a firearm? So, and they're going to claim Fahey didn't know who Sean was prior to him menacing him with that? And a bunch of other state troopers ran out the door with Fahey, because I believe with those 50,000 signatures on that petition that the FBI are going to now get involved. But you got to remember that, what the heck, look at that. Is it an osprey? Man, that was big. Whew. Wow. So, maybe, well, the FBI, we'll see. They're supposed to, rumor is they're going to be investigating this. And they're going to be pulling all of the time cards and all of the pay records, everything. They're going to be pulling everything. So, good luck explaining that. Brian from Here's the Deal is, more than upset that Fahey gets to keep, or is so far to now, going to be able to keep his pension and all of that, $80,000 a year in overtime. I think he should have to pay that back. And I think that, them stealing that kind of money, that should show that they're domestic terrorists. Right there. They're not afraid to steal from anybody. The courts, they don't care. So we'll see. I'm hoping that Sean prevails in this. I really am. I'm hoping that for the Reed case, that they do find there's two people to look at: the owner of the house and Higgins. And the scene is right in front of the bedroom window of the owner of that house. How is it he didn't hear anything? Huh? It's really, it's the way cops are. They're liars. They got no morals, none, nothing, no dignity, zero. You can't shame a person that has zero dignity. So, and that would be these psychopaths with badges. Uh, got some tackle. I built a shelf, a storage shelf yesterday. Put that up, cleaned up some boxes, and got some of that stuff in order. Doesn't mean I'm feeling good. It means I'm losing my mind with boredom, and that somehow pain is better than boredom. So, and I got one more rack of shelves to build. That I'm going to stack the boxes of tackle that I have. So, oh, and I want to thank each and every one of you. I wanted to, just jump right into this before I forget anything. Mark my words. I bet you that's what's going to happen with the Karen Reed case. They're going to blame the dog and minimize their involvement. That's what's going to happen. Blame the dog. Because there's there's hardly any cases where cops, accepted their responsibility in a crime. No, they always blame the victim. Always. And then the chief of police. Oh, also, in the Sean Reyes case, with Fahey, Sean was walking with, who was it, the governor of Connecticut, right next to him, asking him questions. Hey, governor, blah, blah, blah. I was, my civil rights were violated. What's your take on this? Can we expect any help from the government? And the government just didn't even answer him, like Sean was a piece of crap. So Sean's got a court case coming up for that, because the charges that they charge him with are absolutely crazy. Not only do I hope that Fahey goes down, I hope that the cop that signed the charges and the guy that told him, yeah, man, it's okay, you file those charges, we'll back you, and I hope they all go down. So I had to walk too today. I had to. And I'm hungry. And for those of you who know the area, after hundreds of trips, going to get some pizza. McDonald's is supposed to be horrible food for you, but every now and then you crave that garbage. And there's none. I got to walk miles to get 2 miles to get to the Clowns. So for what it's worth, I go down here and get 2 nice slices of pizza and sit there. Plus, I get a chance to. We'll go right up to the bridge and see if we can see any fish breaking over there. Any schools of fish moved in. Yesterday was. What did I do yesterday? Jeez. Yeah, real good run. Was no fish day. So, yeah, it's windy. Wow. Those flags are a flapping. And Harvey Freebird just nailed a guy named Lowry who's been stealing from the taxpayers for I don't know how long. And the guy is just a violent felon. His name is Lowry. So Harvey Freebird, Lowry, and Lowry was just ordered by the courts to have a psychiatric exam. Now the guy's got a load of firearms, like more than somebody would normally have. So if they put him to a psychiatric exam, the only firearms he's going to see are in Yosemite Sam cartoons, because they're going to take everything. Once they see Freebird, Lowry, once they see the charges that were on this guy, all the violence and domestic charges. So, yeah, a little breezy. Usually breeze, if you're fishing for crappie, you're not going to get crappie here, obviously. It's good. A little chop on the water. It's always good for crappie fishing. So, we'll see what this is. And then I'm going to try and put together a little kit and see if it rains tomorrow. And get out here. The other day I went out with, I think it was 2 lures. The Castmaster, which really reigns supreme in this kind of situation. I'm not. That's a boat. Where did it go? Boat taking off, probably coming right out of where I normally am. That's where they probably launched from. So, and I'm not seeing, usually I'm telling you, they raise a ruckus when they're up and chasing these bait fish. And I haven't seen anybody here all this year. Usually it's around this time of year, there's people hanging out over here, fishing and crabbing. I guess once they took that seawall down over there and put all stones in there, it doesn't make for a good crabbing platform. I hope this audio is alright. You can see how breezy it is. And noisy. And it never ends. I'm not seeing any disturbances on the water. And usually when they move in, like, oh, that's a pizza pie. This is calling me. It's over there. Again, they can smell it. So my feeder say, hey man, get over there. I think my theory is correct about what's going to be said about the Karen Read case. They're going to try and blame it on the dog and minimize their involvement in that particular homicide. So, and I'd like to be around to hear the sentence that he got the maximum penalty for what he did. It's so bad. Now you got to remember this too. That's a cop that offed another cop. That bloodlust is so strong with them that they're just sick psychotics. They can't help themselves. They have to do harm. They have to injure. And if you watch some of these, I can't interact like these guys do. You'll see the first thing these cops go to is violence. Right off the bat, violence. Who the heck is training them? And then they swear? So the chief of police never for a moment thought to himself, hey man, something's going on, in my department. So that never happened. The chiefs are usually double down and, protect the cops. Well, they didn't protect the cop that they offed. So I'm hoping to see Higgins. I hope that Higgins gets the maximum penalty. And I mean maximum. So, with that, it says hot dogs. I wonder. Breakfast, lunch, delicious, dine in, takeout. I was in there before, but it was kind of new and uncomfortable, so. And God knows what a hot dog is, or what's considered a hot dog here. I know what a good Italian hot dog is. You can't get them around here. So, hopefully, this video will turn out. And I want to thank you people. Please hit the thumbs up if you so desire. And leave a comment. I try to get back to people. I try to, answer to any questions or anything in the comments. I'll be talking to you folks later. Time for me to get some food. I'll talk to you later. Thank you guys.